be able to say that. I love this company. I signed up in August of 2013 and never dreamed that it would change my life in the way that it has. It's been an amazing journey in so many ways. Trisha's my level 3, and I just adore her. It's been so amazing getting to know her. She's an amazing, amazing woman. So if you don't know her, get to know her. Such a fantastic leader. But this journey has just rocked my world. It has helped my health in so many ways, my family, and then, of course, it's changed my life financially. And my story is probably 15 minutes long, and I know that you guys are probably like, yeah, let's get to the meat. So you can always watch my Diamond documentary, and it will share a lot more there. So.
Well, yes, it will. And as I messaged you when it first came out, I was in tears because you were such a vital point or vital person in my journey. That I think if you haven't watched it yet, I know we posted it, please do so. But you obviously had a huge arc kind of at the 2014, because I remember when I came on board, I think you were like a senior Ruby, and then your spike to Diamond really kind of propelled pretty excitingly. Mm-hmm. What do you think you did that kind of changed the momentum on your team's growth?
Yeah, you know what? Whenever I hit Emerald, I went Emerald in 8 months, crazy enough. And from the outside, it looked like Team Holloway was just doing amazing. We were adding people very quickly, left and right. But when you really took a hard look, we had a retention problem. Even though we were adding people rapidly, we were losing people rapidly. And so I really took a look at myself after having a pity party for about 2 or 3 months because growth was stagnant. And instead of asking myself, Tamara, what are you doing wrong? Like beating up on myself. Instead, I kind of changed that question and I said, what can you do differently? What can you do more of in your business? And what I narrowed that down to is I wasn't engaging and investing in my team enough. When I pulled someone on board, I might send them an email with a couple of attachments, add them to the team page, welcome them, and send them on their way. And then I was off looking for the next person to join my team. And so I thought, okay, I've got to do something differently here. I've got to engage and invest in these people so they stay around, right? And so what I started doing was training calls and implementing 3-way training calls with my level 1s in hopes that would begin to duplicate down. I have a video on this that goes into more detail. So for sake of time, I'll just go through quickly what I go over on these calls. But the basic gist is, let's say my level 1 Megan adds a new level 1. She then reaches out to them and says, hey, I want to get on a training call with you and me and my upline, just so you have another source of support and encouragement and someone to help you along your journey. So we try to do that in their very first week, in their first 3 or 4 days, if possible, before that welcome pack even comes in. We get on the line, I get to know them a little bit, and these are the 5 things that we go over. Establishing your why, because they have to know why they're doing this. And I want to know. And that helps me know what they're looking towards in their business and on their journey. Is it more about, getting their products, Is it more about, doing this to quit their job, or they just want to find newfound health for themselves and their family? Whatever that is, we want to establish that why so they have a foundation that they can come back to when things don't go as smoothly as they may hope, right? Because there's going to be ups and downs in this business. We're going to hit trials along the way. So we want to make sure we have a strong foundation for why we are doing this. So we establish that, and then we go into goal setting. And I really try to focus on the first 30 to 60 days on goal setting. This is what is most important, in my opinion, for your new ambassador. Get a paycheck in their hands. So whatever their goals are, help them come up with a plan to achieve that. Okay, is it going silver? Is it getting their products covered in their very first month? Help them establish those goals. You guys, when I got my first paycheck in the mail, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I got a $240 paycheck, and I was literally like doing cartwheels in my kitchen. I was so excited because at the time, that money was very impactful for our family. My husband was in full-time school. I was doing mystery shopping several times a week, just trying to bring in money for my family. And my husband was at this intense program. And so he couldn't work. He was working every other weekend at the hospital. And that was a no-no, but we had to, right? Or I had to go back to work, and I did not want to go back to work. I wanted to stay with my baby. So when I got that check in the mail, I thought, I have no idea how I made this money, but I'm going to go find out. So I pulled up that compensation plan, and I read through that thing, and a light bulb just went off. And I thought, oh, I'm doing this. This is it for me. I'm going for it. I will be successful. And this will happen for me. My belief and passion started in that moment, and I just ran with it. So help them make a paycheck in their first month, because let me tell you something. An excited ambassador is a working ambassador. An enthusiastic ambassador is a business building ambassador, and that's what you want. You want to help them become an excited, passionate ambassador themselves. So help them make money. That paycheck speaks volumes. And that goes back to goal setting, right? And then next up, we talk about that first initial Facebook post where they come out and they say, I'm an ambassador, and they're sharing with their family and friends. That needs to be impactful. Help them write that. Help them come up with some ideas about how they can intrigue their non-Plexus audience about these products, about this business opportunity. I've heard too many people say, well, I don't have a testimony yet. That's okay. You don't have to have a testimony. Take a picture of yourself with your pink drink or holding your welcome pack goodies or whatever it might be, and talk about what you're excited about experiencing along your journey. You don't have to have a testimony. And then 2 days later, you can share your uplines testimony or your sidelines testimony or one of the thousands we have, so that you are starting to build belief into your audience as you are developing your own story. So encourage them to get started sharing right away. And then next up, we talk about list making. Who has lists that they make for potential customers and ambassadors? Yeah, it's my most exciting thing to talk about. I'm so passionate about list making. So I help them understand the purpose of it and just getting it out on paper in that first week. And then we'll talk about what to do with that list afterwards. But I just encourage them to think about, most people go for 100. I always ask people to shoot for 200, because I think you can get to that magical number of 100 and you go, I got 100. But if you're challenging yourself to get to 200, you're going to push further and you're going to keep adding to those names. When I sat down and made my list, I probably spent 3 hours on it, because I was determined to have 200 names written down. And then, of course, identifying that top 10% from the list that we're going to help them approach about the business or the products or both after they get that list made. And then lastly, resources. You guys, we have so many resources available to us. Get them plugged into the testimony page. Our team, for instance, has its own team testimonial page. Get them plugged into Plexus Journeys or your team's testimonial page, your team page for encouragement, motivation, and training. Give them people on YouTube to follow. There's so many amazing people on YouTube. Of course, we have Sarah Marvel, Sonia Dudley. I have several videos. Wendy Larson has some great ones on products. And then we have Sarah Robbins, Eric Warray, other people that are just network marketing gurus to help them build their belief and get some of those basic skills. So make sure they are plugged in to resources to help them get started off strong. That was a really long answer, Tricia, but I really do believe that those calls is what changed my business. And the legs on my team that have duplicated those, the vast majority of those are the ones that are growing and the ones that are seeing momentum, because my little ones are doing it with their level ones. My level twos are doing it with their level ones, and it has duplicated now on several legs. Because like I said, you get someone started strong, and they are more than likely going to be a business building ambassador. So get them started strong, get them excited, pour belief into them.
Perfect. I love that. And that's so true, because I think one of the things we forget often is exactly what you're saying, is that we bring them in, we're all excited to bring them on board. They get that hello, thank you, leave them on their own. And it's true. The ones who are making money right off the bat are the ones that get excited and motivated and passionate. You did mention something though that I wanted to kind of pull back on. You did say that this was something different that you had done from in the beginning to what you're doing now. what else do you think you've changed besides those really solid trainings that you were doing with the newbies and making sure those three-way calls were happening? What else do you feel that maybe you're doing differently now than when you first started?
Another thing that I really started to do, especially with my level 1s and 2s and sometimes 3s, is potential prospecting calls. So my level 1 has a potential and they've been working on them, let's say for a month or so, and they just can't seal the deal, so to speak. I'm doing a lot of three-way prospecting calls where they're saying, hey, I have a really good friend, Tamara. She's so much fun. She's laid back. You're going to love her, and she's absolutely going to adore you. I just want you to hear her testimony. And so we're getting on the line with these potentials, and I'm able to share my story with them. I'm able to find out what they really want out of this journey if they decide to sign up. And that helps me go forward with the call. So I always say, thanks for getting on this call. What intrigues you the most? Are you most excited about the business, the products? What are you even considering about Plexus? And then from what they tell me, I either share a lot of health testimonies on my team, for myself, for my family, and then talk to them about joining for health reasons and how they can even get their products covered very easily. Because a lot of times the objection is cost, right? So in that call, you're already addressing that objection before they even give it to you. You're saying, you know what? And if you aren't wanting to build a business, we can still show you how to get your products covered with very minimal effort, just a handful of customers. If they tell me they're excited about making more money, they need supplemental income, then I go into the financial side of Plexus and how incredibly unique the compensation structure is and how it's changed my life and so many people on my team's life. So utilize your upline. Do you know how many people I've heard say to me, I'm just a silver ambassador. I don't have a financial story. So until I do, I don't feel confident sharing the business opportunity. Well, that's where we use our uplines. But first of all, let me tell you, if you are a silver ambassador, you are in like the top 5 to 8% of the company. That's amazing, you guys. That is incredible. So be proud of that. You do have a financial testimony. Like I said, $240 was impactful for my family. And I wasn't a silver ambassador at that time, but it made an impact on me. So be confident about the opportunity. Be willing to share it and utilize your uplines, stories, your sidelines, anyone that has an impactful financial testimony. Utilize that. I wish I would have done that earlier on. I had more of a fear of, well, what am I going to say? I mean, I know it's incredibly unique, but what do I say? And pretty quick, I decided, you know what? I'm sharing Suzanne Clinton's testimony. I don't know her that well, but I know she has a Lexus. Let me talk to people about it. And that grew my confidence because I saw these people as ordinary gals, but they were doing it. And I knew I was going to get there. And so I began to really build belief into others by what others were experiencing around me. So do some three-way prospecting calls with your upline. Give them a chance to pour belief into that person and share their story. And try to stay away from words like I'm saying, upline, sponsor. Use words like friends, because people that have problems getting people in the line, it's probably because they feel like it's going to be a sales pitch. And no one wants a sales pitch. So if you just introduce your upline as just a laid-back, good friend of yours who has an amazing story, you have a much better chance of actually getting them on the phone.
Perfect. I love that. Now, you were talking about your list of 100 that you made to 200, and you talked about that top 10%. How do you go looking at that top list and really determining with that person while they're on the phone, what is the best people for them to really focus on?
I have a list of questions that I wrote down a long time ago, and basically they're this. Who do you know in your life who is passionate, is an influencer, who is genuine, who has a strong network, perhaps of family and friends, who is just a compassionate person with integrity? Those are the kind of people you want on your team, and the people that will probably be very blessed by this opportunity. So those are the people that I would identify first. Dream teamers, so to speak, right? So ask yourself, as you're looking at that list, go through it. Who pops out to you as someone that would just be amazing at this because of all of those qualities or a handful of them. Circle those names, highlight those names. Those are the people that you're probably going to be the most scared to reach out to. I call it the chicken list, but they're also the people that would probably impact your business the most and that you would want to join hands with in this journey because they'd be people that would you be just as passionate and enthusiastic as you are. So that personally, Trisha, is how I identified people. And they were the people that I was scared to reach out to because, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, these people are going to think I'm crazy because they were such incredible women, men and women that had strong influence on others. And I was like, they aren't going to want to be a part of network marketing. But then when the whole concept really clicked with me, I thought, heck yeah, they're going to want to be a part of this. This is the most amazing business opportunity out there. So if your belief is struggling in any way where you're kind of scared to tell someone, I'm in network marketing. Girls, guys, build your belief in network marketing because it literally is the best business model out there. Where else can you work for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years and make 5 figures monthly, 4 figures monthly? Where else, right? It is amazing. So don't be afraid to be bold and to be passionate and to share it. I think sometimes it's easier to share about the products because we've experienced life change. We've seen team members experience life change, family, friends, etc. But be just as passionate about the business because this business opportunity is changing just as many lives, you guys, as these products.
Do you have something that you use as a go-to when you talk to your dream team? Anything that kind of
like scripts?
Use along the, yeah.
I do. I have several that I have used in the past, and I'd be happy to send those to you or post on that page some of the scripts I've used in the past. And I'll even look at the ones that I used more so in the beginning when I was just getting started, more so than I use now. Because obviously what you message to people is going to change. But I will send a couple that I used in the beginning.
That'd be great because I know one of the things that I struggled with early on was really, like you were talking about, is like you haven't seen the successes yet. So even though you're talking about people who you know, it's a little bit different. So sometimes, you know, as you move further up the food chain, it's easier to have those conversations because I can share about what I'm doing. But I know for those who are under gold and they're going for gold in this group, that's going to be really beneficial for those early on.
Yeah. And you know what? I think the 2 most important things when you are sending messages out to people who haven't necessarily asked you about Plexus, I think one is to build belief into them, tell them why they would be amazing in this business, give them a few qualities, even if they're not interested, no one minds a compliment, right? As long as you're being genuine. So tell them why they would be awesome in this business. And secondly, keep it short and simple. Don't go into the compensation plan. Don't go into all the products. Keep it short and simple where they're like, okay, I want to know a little bit more about this. You want to intrigue them and capture their attention, but you don't want to overwhelm them. And if we have these lengthy messages, more than likely, I know for me, if I open up a message and I see 3 or 4 paragraphs, I'm like, do I have time to read this? And you know what? Plexus isn't even like on their brain yet. So if anything, it's on the way back burner. So you want to keep it short, it's simple, enthusiastic, and pour some belief into them. And maybe close with something like, I'm so excited for you to learn more. Let me drop you a sample in the mail. I cannot wait for you to just try this product. Instead of, if you have questions, let me know. Or if you're interested, let me know. Because you're kind of then putting it on them. And more than likely, they're not going to have questions. More than likely, they're not going to be like, yes, I'm interested from that very first message. But if you do something strong and say, cannot wait for you to learn more, or can't wait for you to try this sample, shoot me your address in the mail and I'll drop you some info in the mail, you're more than likely going to get a response and be able to move that conversation a step further.
Great. I love that. And I think that's important for those of you who are new on the call too, to realize the big key is being genuine.
Yes.
You know, definitely sharing a compliment. You know, don't be salesy because a lot of your dream team are going to be turned off by the salesy kind of thing. So that's key. Most of these people on this call are under gold. So what would you maybe give as your, you know, one key advice to someone as they're struggling to go from that silver to gold? Because I know for me, I know that was that biggest, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get over this hump? You know, it seemed to snowball after that, but that jump from silver to gold is a big one.
Yeah. Besides what we've already talked about, because I do think some of those things are crucial from your journey from silver to gold and beyond. Another thing I would say, maybe two things here. You guys, from silver to gold was one of the toughest parts, if not the hardest part of my business. It was a 4-month long journey, which isn't super long, but at the time, there was another gal who I had become friends with who started about the same time as me. And it seemed like she went gold in about 18 seconds. And she had 35,000 PV and 800 preferred customers. And I'm looking over like, what the heck? I got 4 customers. I got 2 ambassadors. I think one's active. What's going on here? And I was so focused on looking here and looking there, and I was not doing this. You guys, I cannot tell you how many times I almost quit. Cannot tell you. More than 10. I talked about it. I fretted over it. I laid in bed and contemplated it because I was so afraid of failing. It would be easier to quit than to fail. So I want to encourage you. I know you've heard this quote before, but it is so true. And sometimes we need to hear things over and over and over again until it resonates with us. Don't compare your journeys to others. It will steal your joy. Comparison is the absolute thief of joy. So put your blinders on, stay consistent, stay persistent. One of my favorite words here, be resilient, which means being able to spring back, bounce back when you come upon trials, when you hit those bumps in the road. Be resilient. Too often, people quit before they've had time to actually see true success. It gets hard. They think, it's not worth it. You guys, $34.95 to start your very own business. You are the CEO of your business. You are a silver ambassador. You're halfway to gold if you're touching gold. You are a leader. You are You are an influencer of others. You are impacting other people's lives. Don't quit. Don't give up. Hang in there. Put those blinders on. Look straight ahead. I promise you, nowhere else can you work your tail off for 2 to 3 years and get an emerald paycheck, a free ticket to Hawaii, and a Lexus in your driveway. Okay? So stay put. Keep going. Do the things you know you need to do. Reach out to those people. Train your team. Invest in yourself. You're on this call right now. Let's see. There's 19 people on here. That's amazing. Pat yourself on the back because you are investing yourself tonight and you're investing in your business. You guys grow personally. Spend 10 minutes a day watching a video, listening to a call while you're cooking, reading a book on network marketing, researching a product so you know it in and out when people ask you about the probiotic. Invest in your personal growth because the more confident you are, the more effective you will be. And it's all about being effective with others, okay? So that's a lot of stuff I would tell you on your journey to gold. But the main thing I say is be resilient and keep on going. I 100% believe that people that do the things that we've talked about tonight, you will be successful in this business. It may not be as fast as you hoped or would like or have on your calendar, but stay with it, you guys. Don't give up. Too many people give up before they have a chance to see true success.
I love it. I mean, and it's so interesting that you just said that. I just did a video right before I got on this call about that exact same thing of not comparing yourself and the journeys that I've been through, because we've all been through. There's not a single person who has gone through this smoothly. It may look smooth, right? We always talk about Facebook having the highlight reel with all the great things that are happening. Yeah. We've all had our struggles. We've all had our days of going, oh my gosh, what happened to all my customers? Where did all my ambassadors go? We've all been through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
And you still go through it. No matter where you are in your business, you're going to lose a customer. You're going to sign up this rock star ambassador that you think, oh, she's going to go emerald in 30 seconds. And they do nothing. You can't even get them to post on Facebook. We are all going to have hurdles like that. Some are going to be harder than others. Some people's journeys are going to be a little more tough. But you guys, I wouldn't take away the struggles or the lessons I learned for anything because I feel like a changed person. Not only has this changed my health, it's changed my finances, it's given me freedom of time, but it has helped me grow so much as a person because of the things and the mistakes that I've made along the way. And thankfully, I've been able to get up and brush myself off and keep on going. But if you have any interest in just growing as a person and your confidence and your self-esteem and your assurance and your leadership abilities, stick to it because it'll happen for you. As long as you're continuing to hit that journey and getting back up when you hit those bumps in the road. So that's something I'm super thankful for as well.
Well, I think we've kind of hit our 30-minute mark, Tamara, and I think you needed a hard stop at 30 minutes.
Oh, we can, if y'all have something else, we can keep going. I can hang out.
Have anything else? I know there was one person who did ask about how to get participation on your team page.
Yeah.
I know sometimes that's a little challenging. You've got a lot of people on Diamonds in the Making. So kind of walk us through, not so much now, because I think as you get to this point, you're a diamond, everyone's kind of involved. But that early stages on, I think sometimes we struggle with wanting to get our teams active in those and just not reading it and moving on.
You're posting consistently. I'm on several team pages on my team. Even some like level 3s and 4s have added me to theirs. And some of them, they post maybe every other day. Make sure you're posting at least once in the morning and once in the evening if you can. Or once in the morning, once in the afternoon. You know what? Get them involved by asking them questions. Trisha, you may have seen several times I ask questions on the page, even something like, tell me something interesting or unique about you that like nobody knows. 150 comments because it's something about them. It gets them talking and sharing about themselves. Something I've gotten a lot of interaction on is posting like a training call or a video that I just thought was really impactful and offering $15, a free Plexus water bottle, $20 in your e-wallet back when we had e-wallet, a keychain through the back office, whatever it might be. Hey, if you watch this 20-minute video and you comment 2 things you learned, you're going to go into a drawing for one of those prizes. You guys, the comments are out of control because it gives people a small incentive to watch it. And they may have watched it anyway, but they are commenting and they are sharing, and that gets everybody excited. Someone sees that pop up in their feed and they see 30 comments. They're like, oh, I got to get in on this, right? And so that brings some interaction. Ask your team what motivates them. Ask them, say, is it cash? Is it swag? Is it, what is it? Is it a training call with your upline jewel? Find out what motivates your team. So when you do incentives for your team, you can gear them towards what makes them excited and gets them passionate. Make sure to post lots and lots of training. I feel like that is what really got people going on my page, is posting tons of training. Now, you don't want to post 5 things a day because then it's overwhelming to think, well, what do I pick? You just posted 5 things. Maybe post 4 to 5 things a week. A 15-minute call here, a tip of the day here, a video by Sonia Dudley here, this Zoom recording, one day, anything that's giving them a wide variety of options that they can learn and invest in themselves. And capitalize on your page about how important it is to grow as a person and as an individual, because the more confident they become about the products, about the business opportunity, about network marketing in general, the more confident they are themselves, the more effective they will be. Encourage people, get them excited about learning. I think that is super important. Trisha, would you add anything to that?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Would you add anything to that yourself? Just seeing my page, what you do on your page, and so on.
No, I love that, because that's one of the things that I've noticed is sometimes when I go on vacation and I don't have my admins available to kind of help add to it, the participation tends to wane. And then I've got to go through a lot of that engaging, because it goes that way. They don't show up on their news feed, or we're all in a lot of groups. So sometimes it's a little bit more challenging. So I love that. Someone did ask a question about if you sign up somebody that's a wholesale customer, do you do anything different with them, or do you just kind of let them be?
I do ask them still to do a training call with me. I had a gal who signed up, goodness, it was right before convention, and she literally said, Tamara, I'm not working the business. I'm just going to, order the products. I love the products and so on. And I said, okay, will you get on the phone with me for 15 minutes just so I can talk you through the products that you chose? and make sure you're taking them at the best time and you're getting the most benefit out of your products. She's like, sure, yeah, that'd be great. You're helping them, right? You're going to help them have the most effective way to use their product line. Once we went through that and we talked through that, I said, okay, I know you already told me you don't want to work the business right now. That's fine. I want to just share with you, if and when you decide to, here's how we can get your products covered. So I planted a seed. 1 month later, she's posted on Facebook. Tamara, I posted on Facebook. I decided I want to get my products covered. Yes. And now she's going for gold. She wants to be a gold ambassador now. So you never know when that excitement can ignite for them. And also with the wholesale ambassadors, I always ask them, hey, I know you don't want to work the business right now. Do you mind if I add you to my team page just so you can see things from time to time and learn a little bit yourself? And most often they always say yes. And so you never know, again, when they see something, maybe they see you post something about the power of 3 or the pay points or another product they haven't tried before, and you are planting seeds every single time. Some of them may come to fruition, some may not. But hey, we all need wholesale ambassadors on our team as well. But I have had several become business builders.
I love it. And we have too. I think there's a couple people even on this call today that joined for the wholesale discount. And next thing you know, they came to convention and, blew it on up after that. So I think that's
absolutely. You never know.
Exactly. I don't see any. Somebody else just posted. That would be me. So apparently, I'm a customer as well. I know there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them on here.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone sees it at first, and a lot of people just think because they're not a salesperson, they're not going to be successful. And then they realize some of us who are salespeople by nature have a harder time with it because we automatically go into sales mode. It's just who our nature is. So some of the people who just aren't salespeople are the best at this business because it's truly passionate and genuine when they talk about it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, wonderful. Well, Tamara, thank you so very much for your time tonight. We are so blessed to have had you. And thank you all for being with us. And Tamara will go ahead and post those comments that she talked about for ways to send the PMs to people early on. That'll be awesome.
Okay. And, I'll get those to you later tonight or tomorrow morning for you to share.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Tamara. You have a wonderful night.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for dialing in. See y'all later.
Bye.